Presidential candidate John Kasich campaigned today in Iowa. Last week we got together at Newsmax, New York, and tonight, in part 3 of my exclusive interview with the Ohio governor, we began with the border.
Well, first of all, we should pass an immigration bill, and we should finish the wall, and we should make it clear that if you come over, you're going back. No excuses, no more, I don't want to hear you're going back home. Guest worker program so people can come in and out. And with the ones that are here, the 10, 11, 12 million, if they haven't broken the law, we'll give them a path to legalization. I think that can pass the Congress, and I think it can pass the American people.
Path to legalization. Does that mean a path to citizenship?
No, I don't think that's what we would want to do. I think we would want to give them legalization, and that's controversial in and of itself, but I think that's the best thing to do.
14th Amendment, birthright citizenship.
I think that should be just off the table. We're not going to go changing the Constitution, and if you're here, you're here.
Section 5 says it can be changed by appropriate legislation.
I think we have enough to have to deal with other than to throw a monkey wrench in there and then debate all that. Let's just get the basics done here.
Well, part of it is economic. Heritage Foundation, Robert Rector's done the studies. We're talking trillions of dollars if the folks come in and entitlements are offered to them. And they're
People come in and they're born in America, then they're Americans, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, help me out on this. Help me make some news today. What is foremost on your mind? What can you tell me today that nobody else gets, that people need to know about John Kasich?
This very day, well, one thing I'm excited about is I'm excited about the Pope coming. I don't agree with him on all the things he talks about, but this is like something the country hasn't seen in a long time. And I hope what will happen through this is he will somehow touch people's hearts, whatever religion they're in, to realize that we have a loving God who is about grace, and that our lives are about more than just about ourselves, but something bigger than ourselves. And so as soon as I walked in here today, I looked at the pictures of the Pope on there, and I just think he's touching a nerve with people all over the world, and I think it's positive.
You lost your parents in a very sudden, violent way in an auto accident.
Right.
Through the years, in terms of faith, both as a child of your parents and now a parent yourself and as a child of God, you say you have to work on your faith. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's always easy to go around saying you have it, but you're really going to know when the winds come, when doubts come. And so for me to say, oh, my faith is great or perfect, I can't say that. But I'm asking the Lord to strengthen my faith, because what it does, this young lady in the newsroom, when I was talking about the Pope opening up the doors of the church to be about love and in a more fulfilling life, I believe all that, and so I'm glad I'm rooted in this. But you got to work at it all the time, because the pull of this world is such that you can get distracted. And I'm a flawed man. I'm just doing the best I can, and thank God we've got grace.
Well, that's very true.
I get a mulligan, sometimes 2 or 3 every day.
Let me ask you then, because at the close of the first debate in your home state, you made mention of traditional marriage and also having attended a same-sex ceremony. There are those who would say, gee, that's succumbing to the world rather than scriptural precepts.
Well, look, I'm a believer that faith is about the do's and not the don'ts. And I also believe that faith is about grace. I've made it clear I don't agree with the Supreme Court decision, but I'm going to respect the Supreme Court decision. So I haven't changed my position on traditional marriage. It's just I think we need to move on. And again, I think JD. Look, we don't want to compare one sin to another. They're all kind of equal. And so when it comes to anything that people would label a sin. Look, what I want to do is, I don't want to get into the comparison here of all this, but what I believe is we ought to talk about the do's and not the don'ts, about humility, the issue of being in a position of where you can be a center of justice and healing, and ultimately you learn over time the kind of character that God wants you to have. It's a different way of looking at it all, isn't it?
And this reminder, you can see more of my exclusive interview with 2016 presidential candidate John Kasich tomorrow and Friday right here on Newsmax Prime. Now, you just heard from Governor Kasich. My question for you is this: who is your pick? Newsmax wants to know, who is your choice for 2016? Is it Governor Kasich, Donald Trump, Carly Fiorina, Dr. Ben Carson, or somebody else? Here's how you let us know. You can log on with your computer and vote right now at newsmaxpolls.com. Up next, we talk to a lawyer. No, he doesn't have the meter running. He's the attorney for Kim Davis. Kim Davis, of course, met with the Pope. More on that meeting ahead. And your comments, we'd love to get them. You can send them to us at newsmaxtv.com/comments. We'll be right back.